It's the hottest video app since Vine. In fact, it's basically the same thing as Vine, yet for some reason exploded in popularity over the last year. That's right, we're talking about TikTok. And if you're a fan of online entertainment, then no doubt you've seen your fair share of TikToks. And how could you not? New TikToks are sprouting up every day, and they've invaded every social media platform from Instagram to Facebook. But today, the US government is concerned that TikTok is itself an invasion of America, a red Chinese invasion. TikTok was originally called Musical.ly and featured the ability for videos to be set to music. Musical.ly was also the product of a Shanghai startup, though it featured an office here in the US in Santa Monica, California. A major problem for Chinese media developers is creating an international appeal with their product, and traditionally the world at large has been hugely resistant to Chinese culture, while for their part the Chinese have historically been very obtuse about adapting foreign culture themselves. This makes the nation of China highly insular, and while it may be the most populated nation in the world, it has a very difficult time exporting its own culture to other nations. This problem is best evidenced by the state of Chinese film. While it produces a large amount of Hollywood-level films every year, the Chinese film industry is simply unable to make a noticeable dent in the global marketplace. While films that reflect ancient Chinese culture can sometimes be seen as moderate overseas successes, such as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, China has a very serious problem creating anything currently culturally relevant that the world actually wants to watch. For this reason, Chinese media has entered into an agreement with Hollywood, and American actors frequently appear in sizable roles in Chinese films meant for international export, such as Matt Damon's appearance in The Great Wall. The hope is that American influence will make a Chinese product internationally viable. Yet, as The Great Wall showed the world by being an international flop, Chinese content creators have a very difficult time making something the rest of the world actually wants. The problem rests with the very nationalistic nature of Chinese content and the fact that China has historically been a very insular nation which did not export much of its culture successfully. Add to that censorship from the communist government, and what ends up happening is that Chinese media products are rejected by a world dominated by liberal societies. China may not be able to make global blockbusters the world will pay.
TikTok was the most downloaded app of 2019, more than any other app in the country. More teenagers are on TikTok now than use Facebook. It counts millions and millions and millions of Americans as users, but it is owned by a Chinese company that includes Chinese Communist Party members in leadership, and it is required under Chinese law to share user data with Beijing. And TikTok has admitted that it has sent user data to China. To put it bluntly, this is a major security risk for the American people. And what kind of data is TikTok collecting as it runs on our phones? A heck of a lot more than you would think. Images, of course, that users post. But TikTok also collects information about the messages that you send, about the apps that you use, the other apps on your phone. It collects the sites that you visit. It collects your search history. It collects your keystrokes. It collects your location data. It stores all of this and maybe lots more. And I can tell you, as the father of two small children, who already have many of their friends on social media, even though they're quite young, I find this absolutely horrifying, and we know that it's a national security risk. Since our last hearing on this subject, the Pentagon, the Department of State, the Department of Homeland Security, and the TSA have all banned their employees and service members from using TikTok on government devices. In fact, the Pentagon even went so far as to say that employees should have their children uninstall TikTok from their personal devices. That's pretty extraordinary. But actually, it's only prudent. And that's why today I'm announcing I will introduce legislation to ban the use of TikTok by all federal employees on all federal government devices. This is a necessary step to protect the security of the United States and the data security of every American.